Here at the inaugural Advyzon conference, you'd obviously expect to hear about their roadmap, so I'm joined by Dirk Pearson to learn more. Dirk, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
So everyone that knows me knows I love a good roadmap question, so I'm going to throw that right back at you. What can we expect coming down the pike with the Advyzon platform?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of exciting things that we're going to be sharing here at the conference shortly. I think it starts off with some key thematics for the product that we're really leaning into and investing in over the course of 2024 and beyond. I would say the first big item is intelligence. So certainly buzzword out there, but the new breakthroughs in AI and machine learning really open up a world of possibilities for how we can introduce that to make our advisors and general user lives more efficient, more productive. And we're talking 2x, 5x, 10x, even 100x improvements such as daily tasks, data insights, analytics that have traditionally been hard to come by or required a lot of data mining on their own. So with the power of these new functionalities that really do deep database learning at scale and super fast with all the new computing power, we think it's going to really impact our user experience and their interaction with data inside of Advyzon. So super excited about that, where we're heading with that. Really, the next one is about automation. So what we've been already working on probably over the last year or so is an automations project around our workflows engine. So certainly everybody's familiar with workflows. It's a way to systematize our processes and really kind of direct or orchestrate how the operation and individual players within the operation work. And within automations, what it allows our users to now do is take the specific trigger points that used to dictate when a workflow needed to kick off and really kick that off for them. And then beyond that, it's not just, okay, here's a bunch of tasks and we're telling you what to do. We're now actually helping them perform the tasks automatically as well. So it's no longer a task to say, hey, go run this report or initiate this fact finder for a user to collect some data. We'll now actually do that for them if instructed to do so. So they can really kind of set up and key in their own playbook to allow a lot of their system to kind of operate on autopilot, hopefully. So that's the vision for that. The next big theme I would speak to is interoperability. So over the course of 10 years and building Advyzon, we've built a lot of functionality really with this all-in-one vision or goal in mind. And I think over the years, we've built a lot of functionality and where we've really tried to hone in is how to incorporate all of that functionality in ways that touch the user in all of the different areas in which they want it, as well as improving our data visualization. So we've done a lot with reporting over the last couple of years to just blow out our reporting and analytic capabilities, certainly for client reports, because that is what's important, but we've heard a lot from advisors that would like to have more flexibility over what they can see on screen. So we've leveraged what we've built for our reporting module to actually deliver that to our on-screen data visualization capabilities as well, where advisors can literally plug and play from our what we call report builder module to actually build out dashboards and views to their liking. And then that is actually going to extend to the client web portal as well. And then I would be remiss in not mentioning one additional thing about interoperability and why Advyzon is positioned to, I shouldn't say positioned better, but differently than maybe what some of the traditional competitors are doing out there. But being an all-in-one, that also obviously also means we have CRM capabilities inside of the system as well. And within those CRM capabilities, we have built out our task management system. We've also incorporated something called service requests, where larger organizations can actually service their advisors directly through Advyzon for traditional things like raising cash and, it could be whatever because it's fully customizable. But we're actually extending that into the client web portal now as well. So where I just mentioned workflows, the advisors or the firms can now actually bring their end clients into their workflows as well. So we're bringing task management into the client web portal. That includes service requests if they want to introduce service requests to their end clients. So if they want to directly allow their clients to request cash, they can do so securely and accurately, obviously, because the client is instructing them to do so directly through the portal. And on the theme of interoperability, I would also say how you get to experience Advyzon. So mobility is another big feature as far as our thematics are concerned. So what we've also been working on is a new front-end design framework that's basically built to be responsive to any type of device size. So we want to bring the power of Advyzon on the go with our users, allow them to interact with their data wherever they might be and on whatever device they might be on.
Say meet them where they are.
Yeah, exactly. So we feel, given just the way that these devices have been improving over time, that it's really critical for us to not even get out ahead, but meet them where they are. And I would say that that's a big reason why we've invested a lot of time in kind of retraining our front-end developers to learn this new responsive design framework so that we can really bring the power of Advyzon to any type of device. And then lastly, I know sharing a lot here, but we've also been working on furthering our optimization capabilities. So a couple years ago, we rolled out Quantum, which is our rebalancer. And within that came some initial optimization around asset location. So Quantum does support household level rebalancing, which has traditionally been a time-consuming effort to actually direct assets into the right or preferred account types based upon kind of what the expected income and taxable nature is of the underlying bucket of assets. So that was something we basically systematized for our advisors so that it was just turnkey functionality within that capability. One other optimization we actually also had built was an after-tax wealth expected return optimization. So as everybody knows, with a model-based rebalancing approach, there's generally a target portfolio that has very specific targets in mind. Inside of Quantum, we also have target thresholds. So you set some bounds on the upper or lower end of those targets. And what the optimization essentially allows the system to do is to take those target mandates and maybe tweak the actual target slightly, but still within the tolerance bounds, to come up with what we feel is a better expected after-tax return for the investor's time horizon. So again, built-in functionality that's not forced upon people. Some people maybe aren't comfortable with that, but nonetheless, it was optimization logic that really delved into our research behind the scenes and built it in to be systematized into the product. But where we're going with optimization this year is really around tax optimization, starting with tax overlay management. So in essence, what tax overlay management is you take a target strategy and you might be taking a brand new prospect who's been sitting on an equity portfolio. And as we know, equities have been in a bull market here over the last decade plus, and they might have a lot of capital gains associated to those. So traditionally, what has been an all or nothing approach to adopting a strategy that might actually be better for the client in the long run has maybe been met with resistance due to the capital gains that might be incurred if you did sell out of those equity positions and maybe into a different bucket of assets. So while the long term of that target strategy is obviously meeting the needs of what that client's true investment horizon might be or what their personal situation mandates, what we're trying to do is to introduce an alternative to that all or nothing, where we meet the client in the middle with an optimized approach that the client gets to set whatever their tax threshold is that they're comfortable with in going through this transition. And it's, we have that initial tax amount that they're willing to accept, but then you can also set almost what we call a glide path over the subsequent years of how you would want to maybe phase out of those inherited assets into the target strategy. But as far as that starting point goes, it's in the client's control and we can meet them where they're comfortable. And then where the optimization comes in is we're finding the optimal blended strategy between the portfolio that they're coming to the advisor with and what the target strategy is to minimize what's called tracking error. So that basically establishes how close to the essence of the target portfolio can we get with the blended strategy and what we can sell and can't sell to at least create something that's closer to the preferred strategy based upon the end investor situation. So I know that was a lot to throw at you there, but we obviously have a lot of cool stuff going on, and yeah, excited to share it.
I was going to say that is the most impressive roadmap answer I have heard in a long time. I've asked that question many times in my career, but thank you for giving the specifics and going in depth and really giving folks a sense of what you've been working on. Certainly been busy at Advyzon.
Yes.
So Dirk, thank you so much for your insights. Much appreciated.
Pleasure to be here.
For wealthmanagement.com, I'm Shannon Rossick.